But we've got OSM versus Revsy here, which should be a very interesting matchup for a handful of reasons. Number one, OSM's kind of making a comeback from a 1v1 hiatus here. But as you can see, he's been grinding ranked, and these guys are really, really close in the ranked leaderboard, separated only by Rob, who Revsy did 3-0 on stream just the other week. So very close in the ranked ladder. OSM and Revsy also apparently have got a bit of a grudge match here between them. I'm not sure exactly the details on that. I imagine it's mostly to do with trash talk in ranked games, if I had to guess. But that is entirely a guess. This is exciting stuff. It's been a while since we had a grudge match, or it's been a while since we had a match on stream that I'm, casting with full knowledge that it is, in fact, a grudge match. I've been informed by OSM that that is the case. He doesn't just want to beat Revsy, he's told me he wants to smash him. He, called out Revsy for this matchup about a week ago, but he said, yeah, just give me a week to go and hit ranked hard, and then I'll come on stream and destroy Revsy, which would be absolutely insane, because Revsy's been incredibly impressive recently. He had a couple of wobbly debut matches on stream. Well, I guess you can only have one debut, but yeah, he did a wobbly debut, and since then he's really looked like one of the best players in the 1v1 show match scene at the moment. And this is, remember, OSM's return to the show match scene after months out of 1v1. So it would be insane if he could just hop back in here and take a win, especially with so much on the line. Such an emotional connection to this game. Revsy gonna stick with this one in the near post area. OSM must have thought that he was going to leave there, but it won't matter. Here comes OSM. The pretty nice dribbling line here. This is a tough one to stop, and he's read Revsy's challenge. Open net, miss though, of course it would be for OSM. You could take a month or a several month break from 1v1. You come back and he's still missing open nets. Those of you who have followed OSM's 1v1 career will know that that is unfortunately a large part of his game. There's always one in every series that he plays. He's got the boost here though, that should be a goal. Revsy completely out of position here, committed hard, hoping to get the boost, and he didn't get it. Now, it's interesting because this game could very easily be a 3-0 lead for OSM. If he didn't miss that open net, it probably would be. But he did miss the open net, so it isn't, and now he's got to be very careful here. Plays quite a safe line of play there, knocking the ball into the corner quickly. Didn't want to leave it up to chance bouncing off the wall. Revsy with a low air dribble, he's intercepted early, and OSM's looking pretty dominant early on. I don't know if Revsy is as determined to destroy OSM as OSM is to destroy Revsy, but hey, he might have actually missed that open net as well. Not sure if that was going off target or slotting in at the near post, but it certainly looked like it was close to hitting the post to me there. And to make matters worse, that was exactly the position that Revsy was in after respawning. But overall, OSM continues to dominate despite his miss hits in offense. His demo plays have been outstanding so far. That's really what separated the two players from me. Very cheeky defending by OSM in the back corner. Lots of little fakes as he backed up into the ball there. Revsy didn't get plan A in that position. Wanted to go up the wall with the ball, but it wasn't possible. Nice little mind game though by Revsy. Not sure how much of this was his doing and how much of it was OSM just driving forward and completely missing his touch. Looks like there may have been an element of both of those things. Either way, Revsy's equalized. And OSM, for all of his dominance in pressure and possession so far, hasn't really got much to show for it. A couple of miss hits in offense, a complete whiff for that second goal that Revsy scored. It's just OSM versus himself at the moment. Now Revsy with the possession play. He's back in his own corner. Forced to play the ball quite early though. OSM has got real presence next to the ball there. Revsy has given away possession without even setting up a shot. Early challenge, dealt with quite well by OSM, and that is going to be 3-2 in his favour now. But for the moment it looked pretty dodgy for OSM. In fact, I don't know how exactly he won that 50-50. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I looked at it a second time here. to see what exactly had happened. It looked like Revsy had the higher angle on it, but OSM must have been really firmly behind that ball to win that 50-50 the way that he did. You know, the one thing that is proven quite problematic for OSM is the kickoffs. And I wonder if that is going to take a while to come back. Great challenge here by OSM. Now another open net, and he's not going to miss this time. 4-3. This really was a fantastic challenge. He comes from goal side, so even if Revsy does shoot that ball more effectively than he did, there's still a good chance that OSM will get the save in that position. The other benefit is that when he does save, he's setting up an immediate counter-attack. Revsy wasn't ready for it. OSM with a really nice pop. His timing for these flicks has been insane, and it continues to be insane. That's about 3 in a row that OSM put over Revsy's head. And none of these were reactions. They were all reads. He saw exactly what Revsy had planned before the challenge even came in. It's a really interesting game one because there have been misplays from OSM, but he's still looking really dominant overall. Revsy's kickoff has kept him looking dangerous. But OSM is looking very, very clean, very speedy with his plays. Decides to rebound this one after seeing what kind of bounce it was going to be.
In the prize pool so at least one of them can buy dinner. BTW, I miss your face.
Daddy Ellie, were you watching the Spring Series today? Because my face was on there. But thanks for another tenner to the prize pool. We got 20 quid in there. Must be about $25 or something. Excellent pickup for whoever wins this. Even more reason to give it their all, on top of the fact that this is a grudge match. Revsy got 2 demos in that last play. The second one wasn't needed, but it's certainly going to give OSM food for thought. Great save by OSM. A nice recovery as well. You know, making those saves in the near post area and then landing on the back wall is so much better than landing in the goal. OSM able to transition into attack mode now. That centre was pretty quick. I didn't expect him to be hitting the ball that hard. I don't think Revsy did either. OSM's dominating the boost in Revsy's half. He's, you know, left a 12 boost pad there for Revsy, but that was all. Funnily enough, I think OSM could have actually stolen the 12 boost in that position as well. He could have taken everything. He was just thinking about the corner one. Little fake rebound by OSM. Doesn't want to commit to it with a 1-goal lead and less than 10 seconds on the clock. He's just trying to win this game with the time at the moment. If an opportunity arises, I'm sure he'll take it. Revsy with a great pre-flip to keep the ball in the air, and another one will secure the back corner boost. This is a really great chance actually for Revsy, and I don't think he's got the power, but wow, what a goal that would have been. After pre-flipping to secure the 0-second play, and then pre-flipping again to get the corner boost, that was about as close as you can come to making that comeback possible. I didn't think it was possible. When I saw the position develop, I thought, well, this is just an easy conversion for OSM, but Revsy's pre-flips nearly did it for him. First Killer says, can I get both your teammates? Yeah, I don't see why not. Guys, so after this, by the way, after OSM versus Revsy, we're going to have Alpha Kep's reigning defending Crew Battles team coming back to defend their title. I asked First Killer if he wanted to captain a team against them, and he said sure. And he's going to bring his RLCS team Rogue. Just a full squad. Kronovi's going to be back. He's not going to be captaining this time, but he's still going to get a chance to get his revenge. It should be a really fun one. That'll be another best of 5 after this one is done. Daddy Halo, thanks for gifting a sub to Cubby RL for the 2nd month in a row, and also Jajmo99 with the brand new Prime, welcome. And War Samurai, thanks for the 100-bit cheer. Appreciate the support, guys, as always. What's wrong with NRG right now? I don't think they're confident in that matchup against G2. I think everything else is fine for NRG, but looking at the way that they fell apart today, twice, if I had to guess, I would imagine they're not doing too well against G2 in scrims, and it looks like it's taking a toll on them mentally, dude. I don't think that NRG played a terrible game, a terrible series in the first attempt against G2 today. Obviously the grand finals was a different story. That was just a sweep, but I think it was always going to be like a one-sided final, I think, with a one-game advantage. G2 were so heavily favored. NRG, you know, they need to fake more challenges, I would say. That's the one thing that they don't really do against G2 that I think they could do more of. Because obviously, to do well against G2, you need to deny them space. Because if G2 are given space, they turn it into a vicious attack in the blink of an eye. And, you know, NRG tried to stop that from happening by keeping up the pressure in the challenges. And unfortunately for them, that did cause them to, you know, kind of throw themselves at the ball quite often. Great goalkeeping by both players here. It's open for OSM. He's missed it, but maybe another chance. Pre-flip interception attempt from Revsy. Didn't make contact. Another open net for OSM, and he will put this one in. And that's a nice power on the shot as well. Great saves by both players at the start of game 2. OSM trying to keep the pressure up on Revsy, who, you know, had to be the favourite going into this one. I didn't actually call it because I had other things I was talking about at the time. But if one player was going to be the favourite on paper, it would have to be Revsy, because he's looked so good in show matches recently. And historically, OSM's show match record hasn't been the best, especially when there's, you know, kind of a grudge match on the line. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but OSM and Killerican actually had a bit of a grudge in the past, back when Killerican was playing quite well in show matches. And if I remember correctly, Killerican beat OSM on US East, and he also beat him on EU, so I wasn't really too hopeful for OSM. When I heard that he wanted to annihilate Revsy, I was thinking, oh dear, OSM's way too emotionally attached to this game. He's going to get very tilted at some point and end up throwing away goals or missing chances. So far so good. Hasn't really been the case. Maybe he has, you know, matured a bit as a player and been able to put these things to the side, at least forget about it until after the game. Strategically, he's looked pretty sound. There's been very few mispositioning plays from OSM. He's playing a very high pressure style. Isn't giving Revsy any space. You know, I was talking about the fake challenges you need to do when you're playing against G2 in 3v3. It's the same thing. You got to do that all the time in ones. We all know that, of course, if you're watching ones all the time. Fake challenges are a huge part of the game. You can't just throw yourself into every single challenge again and again and again. This isn't 3v3. And OSM has gone for one there and hasn't come out on top. Revsy absorbed it beautifully. 2-1. FSG Trick Spy, thanks for the 10-month tier 1. Welcome back. Really appreciate that. Cheeky little half flip there by OSM in the corner, but he's missing a lot of power on that shot, and that's going to give Revsy a pretty easy turnover off possession. Revsy backing out of most of these 50-50s for the time being. He doesn't want anything to do with OSM's 50-50 game. He's trying to fade away from all those challenges and let the ball bounce off him. Pretty smart when you're the one in control of the play. It's a good way to keep the ball near you. Much slower scoring. And the first game, OSM with a huge mind game. Revsy recovers well mid-air. And now he's spying OSM's approach. And he had most of the goal covered, if not all of it, on that last play. I think he did have all the goal covered, actually. Revsy got a flip reset on OSM's car to recover. OSM looking for the top corner, can't get it. He wants the boost steal on spawn, doesn't get that either, but neither did Revsy. He won't need it though. The ball's already on target. And it was just too greedy for OSM. He overstayed here. Wanted that boost right as it was spawning, but he was way too early on the arrival. And I think maybe a whole second after he'd left the boost pad is when it finally appeared. OSM with the attempted power shot. Revsy has actually just missed. I was ready to say Revsy's saving this with ease. But it looks like he may have just delayed his jump for some reason. Oh dear, Revsy didn't want to just hit the ball into the corner. He hesitated after realizing that that ball was going to bounce the second time before it hit the ground. Or bounce before it crossed the line, I should say. He thought, well, maybe I can control this one instead of hitting it into the corner. He wasn't 100% sure whether OSM was, you know, pre-moving into the corner for that boost steal, which would have been really bad for Revsy. That's a fantastic interception. Revsy's going to turn and OSM bump into a goal here. And he's ahead by 2 again. Fantastic interception in the back wall. OSM was swooping across, trying to snipe him. take him out of the play, score the open net. Revsy, after being bumped several times before this, decided to prevent that one from happening. OSM might be going for an aerial bump here. Looks like he is, and he's caught him. Doesn't really matter if you're all in on the same strategy. If you're this good at it, the air dribble bump is so hard to stop. You know, whether or not the bump made contact there, Revsy's position was compromised by the incoming OSM. Revsy with a delayed kickoff. He's wave dash forward. Decides not to take the rebound. And he will take that shot. And the 2-goal gap opens up again. And that's confidence from Revsy. A 1-goal lead. And just about 30 seconds on the clock. He needed to hit that confidently. Any lackluster shot in that position would have most likely resulted in an easy counter-attack. And a goal for OSM. Oh, that's a big block by Revsy. Is that on target? Not quite. OSM attempting to go for the fast counter. Gets the boost seal. But will he get more out of this play? Nice little flip to keep momentum. OSM, with 17 seconds left, has made it a 1-goal game. That's a great little flip there. Just to cancel his backward momentum. Start moving towards the ball. Perfectly timed. He still needs one more, and Revsy's not going to give it to him. In fact, it's going to be Revsy's goal. I don't think OSM can reach that. And, you know, despite his best efforts, OSM's always been that 2-goal back. Every time he scores, Revsy's quick to respond with a goal of his own. It looks like we're going to have a tie series here. And now the pressure will really start to kick in.
Smiley face.
That was almost another late chance for OSM. Well, it certainly was a late chance, almost a late goal, I should say. But now we get to see just how emotionally invested OSM is in this series. Has he managed to, you know, stay completely separated from this one mentally, to try and just get in the flow state to play his best Rocket League that he can? You know, if he hasn't, then maybe Revsy can just build on this and turn it into a quick win. Will Oslan ever do another show match? I'm not sure if Oslan is playing 1v1 these days, is he? Does anybody know? I mean, if Oslan's playing ones, of course I would love to cast more of his games. He's a very exciting player. Alrike, thanks for the 6-month Prime. Welcome back. Also, we got 3 months of Prime from KBug96. And 5 months of Tier 1 from Jared F. Knight. Welcome back, guys. Appreciate the continued support. So far, the kickoff game has been dominated by Revsy. The physical game has been dominated by OSM. And everything else has been pretty even. Both players were going to be a great match for each other, as the current ladder ranks would suggest. Well, how did the mentalities, how did the mental games stack up? We're going to find that out when we get to the business end of the series, games 4-5. Wait, did I not make the scoreboard 1-all? Okay, I meant to make it 1-all. In my head, I made it 1-all. Did I really type 2-0? Seriously? Did I actually? I can't tab out right now because it'll freeze my screen. So we'll wait until a goal happens and then I'll tab out. Yeah, it is 1-all, my mistake. I can't tab out to fix it. We know the script. No, that is just a mistake. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. Did I type 2-0? Did I actually? I refuse to believe it until I see it. Actually, I don't refuse. I've done this so many times. I think I just have to believe it at this point. Revsy and OSM holding each other to a low score, just like they did in the last game. It was only very late in the game that the all-in moves by OSM started to come. I don't expect to see too many of them in an even game, if any at all. The bumps are always on OSM's mind. Whenever he can go for one, he will. Super aggressive positioning here by OSM. He hasn't been able to really get anything out of that play, and Revsy's coming at him from a challenging angle. Gets the bump at OSM, but OSM still saves this somehow. That was a really impressive save. It looked like Revsy had pretty good contact on OSM. Decent speed. Now OSM with an open net, and he fires well. That is the confidence that OSM's going to need on his open net shooting. That save from Revsy really wasn't anywhere near good enough. Didn't get the ball clear of danger at all. just less than 2 minutes played. OSM takes the lead. Oh, I forgot to change the score. Sorry, guys. Wait, I can do it here. Okay. Sorry about the incoming screen freeze. It's going to happen. We're going to be right back in the game momentarily. How did I make it 2-1? What was that? Oh my goodness, how did I do that? Yeah, it's 1-1. There we go. Perfect. Nobody saw. Clockwork 20, thanks for the 12-month Prime. Finally a year. Welcome back. That was Clockwork who wrote finally a year in the comment, by the way, not me. Who's just saying that. That would be a terrible way to thank someone for a year sub. Nice shot by Revsy. OSM looked awkward in this approach. This is probably one of the least confident challenges that I've seen from him all day. It looked like he moved up with no boost, but really he was just kind of creeping forward and hoping that Revsy wouldn't see him or something. I'm not sure why he thought Revsy wouldn't see him, because that was really quite plain sight that he was, you know, attacking the ball in. Nice half flip by Revsy. Pressure on OSM, who's trying to keep the counter-attack option open. That's what's really forced Revsy away from the boost steal in that position. Now open net for OSM. Bit of time to convert, and he's got the bump as well. You know, he had to recover mid-air on this one, because the bump kind of caught him off guard. But it worked out in his favor, really, because if there was ever going to be a chance for Revsy to recover and make a last-ditch save, definitely wasn't going to happen from that position. Oh, look at that. All twos in the scoreboard. Amazing. We've got the 5 twos. You'd like to see it. Revsy should be scoring here. Careless touch by OSM. Revsy's done a pretty bad job of that shot, but it has gone in. Really quite poor final touch there by Revsy. Missing a ton of power. Looks like he may have just hit the ball before dodging. But he's on a pretty good streak here in the current run of play. Won game 2. Now he's winning game 3. OSM nowhere near as confident in his movement as he was in game 1. That's a nice pick up by Revsy. He's not going to rush the counter attack, just taking his time. You know what? You've always got to make that decision in the moment. As soon as you get a demo in ones, you have to make a snap call. Can I actually score this before he gets back to defend? Or do I have to recover? That's an insane save by OSM. How is he stopping these air dribble bumps? And now the early challenge just off target. OSM was pretty close there to leveling us up. He's giving up possession to grab the mid boost. Counter attack straight down the middle. OSM might have got Revsy off guard. No, what a recovery actually by Revsy. But another demo for OSM gives him yet another open net. Or, you know, it's only somewhat open, I should say. Because Revsy spotted near post again and almost got in the way of it. You know, well executed by OSM, really. Revsy had most of the goal covered, actually. Really explosive play, though, by OSM. I love these little, you know, quick pops off walls to set up the counter-attacking dribbles. That sort of thing, it doesn't just give you a chance to score in the moment, but it also keeps your opponent guessing in pretty much every future play. I would be surprised to see Revsy moving forward for many boost steals in OSM's half now, because he's afraid that OSM might just counter-attack straight down the middle. High ball for OSM. He has jumped up early. Revsy's hit the ball the wrong way. And you know, this might have been the panic because he heard OSM jump. OSM stuck it high. Revsy actually just jumped up as early as he could. He probably assumed that OSM would go early for this ball. And he just wanted to get any piece of it that he could. Gonna get an equalizer here, though. Revsy's kickoff is doing work again. OSM has to start mixing it up here. He's losing far too many of them. Now this straight up approach. Will OSM do anything cheeky? No, just going to keep on playing standard. You know, if there's one kickoff you are going to want to play standard, it would be the direct approach. It's probably the hardest kickoff to win by a significant margin. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, for a second there I thought OSM had hit the bar, but it has gone in. Revsy's pinch really not doing a very good job for him there. He wanted to send it down the line. He's just popped it straight up into the ceiling. OSM head by 1. You can see there why OSM's losing the kickoff. He's way off center. You know, some people are going to be annoyed that Revsy's coming back with kickoff goals here, but I really don't know why OSM decided to flip to the right there. If he flipped left, he would have had a way better hitbox on the ball. This is a better line of attack for OSM, and not a bad shot as well. He hasn't forced Revsy into the goal though. That means he's probably going to have to take on Revsy, who's coming straight at him, and Revsy has just picked up a free goal. Oh, that's so greedy for OSM. I really don't know why he would try and make an outplay on the turn there. If Revsy lands in the goal while making the save, then OSM can make the turn, keep attacking. But if Revsy lands on the back wall, OSM has to respect that. He has to dribble further back into his own half before trying to turn. There's just no way that he'll be able to turn from that range. But there might still be one chance, and he's going to take it. OSM has equalised with 2 seconds left. And it's a perfect flick that makes it happen. As soon as Revsy moved in was the exact moment that OSM made the play for the goal. And game 3 might be headed to overtime. OSM doesn't lose the kickoff. And now he's got to face Revsy from the centre circle once again. This is a much better outcome for OSM, even though he hasn't won the kickoff. At least he hasn't been crushed in it. And a confident challenge. Wins in the ball. That's a great bounce for OSM. Wide open net. And he slots it in. 7-6 final score. Revsy was far too direct on that play. Just the first touch gave him no options whatsoever. Ended up playing it right into OSM, who is back in the lead in the series. There was really not much between Revsy and a series lead though. At least you guys can now safely know that this isn't scripted. I didn't leak the script early in the last one with the 2-1 to Revsy. It's actually 2-1 to OSM. Yes, best of 5, guys. The Salty Bowls, thanks for the 3-month tier 1. Welcome back. And also Nice to Be Nice, thanks for the 5-month Prime. Welcome back. We've got 5 gifted subs by Clockwork20. So welcome to all 5 gifted subs. 3 of them are actually gifted resubs randomly. Welcome back to you guys. Clockwork, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Really appreciate it. Now we're going to kick off game 4 with a goal that would have been absolutely devastating to OSM had it come right at the end of the last game. It's quite fortunate for OSM that he sorted his kickoff out for the last few that happened in game number 3. He had to hit 3 good ones in a row in order to make the comeback possible. 1 to set up his equaliser, 1 to get into overtime, and then the overtime kickoff as well. It looks like OSM might have let his guard down there. He might have just reverted back to autopilot too soon. But can he read this bounce? OSM backs off. Great control. And that's an equaliser. Revsy not ready for the speed that OSM's playing at on some of these counter-attacks. You wonder just how good could OSM be if he can play this confidently on every single play. There's been a handful of plays today where he's not looked, really sold on his own idea. Now that idea, whatever it was, didn't really pan out. OSM ends up on the wrong side of the ball. Very early challenge, though. Completely caught Revsy off guard there. And OSM has turned the possession over. He's trying to keep the ball in the corner now. Doesn't want to cross over his own goal unnecessarily. Revsy forced to back off. OSM's got space on the right. He's going to use it. And I love that from OSM. Doesn't want to dribble straight at Revsy. In fact, he's going to go for the aerial route. But Revsy intercepts him early. It looks like OSM may have taken too long to get into position there. It was quite a slow approach. Of course, if he's going for a flip reset play, he doesn't want to hit the ball too hard in the setup and send it all the way out the wall. Probably was what he had in mind. But if your opponent is right there with you, you don't have the luxury of that time that OSM was looking for. And that was a kind of pinch shot position, so Revsy had to back off. OSM has his dodge, tries to bounce off the ground and scoop this one up. He won't get it. That's confidence by OSM to be pulling these tricks out of the bag on a tie game. He's trying to clip on Revsy, and this is exactly what I told you guys before the series started. OSM wants to destroy Revsy here, and I guess he's decided that beating him by a truly destructive scoreline is not going to be too easy, because Revsy's defense and kickoffs have been just too solid today. Maybe he can clip on him. Oh, that's an open net miss by Revsy. That's definitely something that he'll look back on as a key moment if he ends up losing this series. Should have been a goal. OSM carelessly ran for boost in the corner. Revsy wasn't able to punish him. Notice what OSM's doing in Revsy's corner. He's not 50-50ing the ball. He's trying to get just clean little touches on the ball to keep Revsy back. That one didn't actually do too much though. Revsy straight away down the middle with the dribble. He wanted the bump on OSM there by the looks of things, but he didn't get underneath the ball. Now Revsy's just gifted it to OSM, who is going to accept the 1 goal donation. Or is he? Revsy with a phenomenal save, and he's turned around already. And here comes the counter-attack. OSM needs to get back into goal quickly. Revsy at the near post, looking for the equalizer. It's on the line and in. And that is one way to turn defense into offense. Revsy with a phenomenal save, but it was more about the recovery for me to land that cleanly and come away from that play with possession. Must have caught OSM off guard. You know, one thing that OSM has done fantastically well is read Revsy's early challenges, and this is just brutal. So quick to punish a weak touch by Revsy, who's tried to play the ball back into his own corner here. OSM showing us a real clinic on how to shoot quickly with the side flip. And it's a phenomenal near post shot to have in your back pocket. You get a massive acceleration on the ball. On an angle it would be difficult to generate power with pretty much any other dodge. Less than 2 minutes left for Revsy as he hunts for the comeback. Well, we have Jarama. Like the end of game number 3. Revsy goes high and he's again unable to bump OSM away from the plate. OSM's air dribble bump defense has been quite astonishing at times today. It's definitely astonishingly effective. OSM still has his dodge. Not the most effective use of it. If Revsy gets a good bounce here, he should be scoring. This is a really advantageous position for him, but he runs right into OSM, who was recovering as fast as he could. High angle ceiling shot into the bar by Revsy. He's going to attack from the other side now. OSM picking up many small pads here though. And oh! Actually read the play quite well. If it wasn't for Revsy's great placement, hitting this into the bar was better than scoring. So I think OSM would have had this clear if it was on target. Revsy kept it as high as possible, and he's read the bounce as it came downwards. You know, OSM's actually lost this kickoff so hard that he's going to win it. Revsy has to back off all the way. Well, he didn't have to, but he's chosen to, and OSM is looking to punish him. Very close to another goal to put him ahead, but Revsy's follow-up challenge is a good one. OSM faced, you know, quite a dangerous position there, and he had to play the ball early. Revsy going to bump him out of position. OSM stays in the pocket right next to the ball. Flip reset secured. Wave dash set up a barreling shot, but Revsy's actually fast-tracking the counter-attack here. OSM was wanting a volatile 50-50 in that position. Didn't really get one. Revsy was in a dangerous spot. Looks like OSM's found some space. Revsy's going to cut that one off. Doesn't get much of a pinch on it though, and OSM's looking for another late flick equalizer, or late flick winner this time actually. But another late flick goal it would have been in regulation. OSM decides to shoot here. That's a really wicked shot. Actually, it's gone in. What power by OSM with the impossible angle air roll shot. Revsy had no idea that OSM was about to put that one on target. And after reacting too late, he couldn't keep up with it. That's a phenomenal kickoff goal. OSM says he wanted to style in this series, and Revsy didn't really allow him to. You know, he got the win, and he'll be pretty happy about that. For OSM, this was, at least, you know, in his words, a grudge match, and it's definitely a really interesting one to see. But what a comeback by OSM. He, you know, he really did do exactly what he said he would here. He said, give me a week and I'll beat Revsy on stream. You know, he did just that. He didn't get a thrashing like he wanted, but that was always going to be pretty unrealistic to expect from a matchup like this, a matchup that really should be quite close. But GG's really really close games there at the end by these two. OSM coming out on top. Not many people have beaten Revsy recently, so very impressive comeback. Gifted subs. 3 of them are actually gifted resubs randomly. Welcome back to you guys. Clockwork, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Really appreciate it. Now we're going to kick off game 4 with a goal that would have been absolutely devastating to OSM had it come right at the end of the last game. You know, it's quite fortunate for OSM that he sorted his kickoff out for the, last few that happened in game number 3. He had to hit 3 good ones in a row in order to make the comeback possible. 1 to set up his equalizer, 1 to get into overtime, and then the overtime kickoff as well. It looks like OSM might have let his guard down there. He might have just reverted back to autopilot too soon. Now, can you read this bounce? OSM backs off. Great control. And that's an equalizer. Revsy not ready for the speed that OSM's playing at on some of these counter-attacks. You wonder just how good could OSM be if he can play this confidently on every single play. There's been a handful of plays today where he's not looked, really sold on his own idea. Now that idea, whatever it was, didn't really pan out. OSM ends up on the wrong side of the ball. Very early challenge, though. Completely caught Revsy off guard there. And OSM has turned the possession over. He's trying to keep the ball in the corner now. Doesn't want to cross over his own goal unnecessarily. Revsy forced to back off. OSM's got space on the right. He's going to use it. I love that from OSM. Doesn't want to dribble straight at Revsy. In fact, he's going to go for the aerial route, but Revsy intercepts him early. It looks like OSM may have taken too long to get into position there. It was quite a slow approach. Of course, if he's going for a flip reset play, he doesn't want to hit the ball too hard in the setup and send it all the way out the wall. Probably was what he had in mind. But if your opponent is right there with you, you don't have the luxury of that time that OSM was looking for. And that was a kind of pinch shot position, so Revsy had to back off. OSM has his dodge, tries to bounce off the ground and scoop this one up. He won't get it. That's confidence by OSM to be pulling these tricks out of the bag on a tie game. He's trying to clip on Revsy, and this is exactly what I told you guys before the series started. OSM wants to destroy Revsy here, and I guess he's decided that beating him by a truly destructive scoreline is not going to be too easy, because Revsy's defense and kickoffs have been just too solid today. Maybe he can clip on him. Oh, that's an open net miss by Revsy. That's definitely something that he'll look back on as a key moment if he ends up losing this series. Should have been a goal. OSM carelessly ran for boost in the corner. Revsy wasn't able to punish him. Notice what OSM's doing in Revsy's corner. He's not 50-50ing the ball. He's trying to get just clean little touches on the ball to keep Revsy back. That one didn't actually do too much though. Revsy straight away down the middle with the dribble. He wanted to bump on OSM there by looks of things, but he didn't get underneath the ball. Now Revsy's just gifted it to OSM, who is going to accept the 1 goal donation. Or is he? Revsy with a phenomenal save, and he's turned around already. And here comes the counter-attack. OSM needs to get back into goal quickly. Revsy at the near post, looking for the equalizer. It's on the line and in. And that is one way to turn defense into offense. Revsy with a phenomenal save, but it was more about the recovery for me to land that cleanly and come away from that play with possession. Must have caught OSM off guard. You know, one thing that OSM has done fantastically well is read Revsy's early challenges, and this is just brutal. So quick to punish a weak touch by Revsy, who's tried to play the ball back into his own corner here. OSM showing us a real clinic on how to shoot quickly with the side flip. And it's a phenomenal near post shot to have in your back pocket. Get a massive acceleration on the ball. On an angle it would be difficult to generate power with pretty much any other dodge. Less than 2 minutes left for Revsy as he hunts for the comeback. Will we have drama like the end of game number 3? Revsy goes high, and he's again unable to bump OSM away from the plate. OSM's air dribble bump defense has been quite astonishing at times today. It's definitely astonishingly effective. OSM still has his dodge. Not the most effective use of it. If revZe gets a good bounce here, he should be scoring. This is a really advantageous position for him, but he runs right into OSM, who was recovering as fast as he could. High angle ceiling shot into the bar by revZe. He's going to attack from the other side now. OSM picking up many small pads here though. And oh! Actually read the play quite well. If it wasn't for revZe's great placement, hitting this into the bar was better than scoring. So I think OSM would have had this clear if it was on target. revZe kept it as high as possible, and he's read the bounce as it came downwards. You know, OSM's actually lost this kickoff so hard that he's going to win it. revZe has to back off all the way. Well, he didn't have to, but he's chosen to, and OSM is looking to punish him. Very close to another goal to put him ahead, but revZe's follow-up challenge is a good one. OSM faced, you know, quite a dangerous position there, and he had to play the ball early. revZe going to bump him out of position. OSM stays in the pocket right next to the ball. Flip reset secured. Wave dash set up a barreling shot, but revZe's actually fast-tracking the counter-attack here. OSM was wanting a volatile 50-50 in that position. Didn't really get one. revZe was in a dangerous spot. Looks like OSM's finding some space. revZe's going to cut that one off. Doesn't get much of a pinch on it though, and OSM's looking for another late flick equalizer, or late flick winner this time actually. Another late flick goal it would have been in regulation. OSM decides to shoot here. That's a really wicked shot. Actually, it's gone in. What power by OSM with the impossible angle air roll shot. revZe had no idea that OSM was about to put that one on target. And after reacting too late, he couldn't keep up with it. That's a phenomenal kickoff goal. OSM says he wanted to style in this series, and revZe didn't really allow him to. You know, he got the win, and he'll be pretty happy about that. For OSM, this was, at least, you know, in his words, a grudge match, and it's definitely a really interesting one to see.